Grub Up. I want to thank everybody for coming today. We're so blessed to have so many children, such nice weather, and all the dignitaries here today. My name is Jim Griffin. I'm the Director of City Parks. There are so many people here today. I want to thank for coming and appreciate.
We're clapping for you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I don't usually get that. We're welcomed here at Cali Park, Cali Recreation Center here on Troy Hill. We're really helped by our City Parks art cart, our City Parks staff, my deputy Jamie Beachy, and the mayor's office, Betty Cruz, did a great job in helping coordinate this program, and I really want to thank them all. We also have with us today, of course, Senator Casey. Let's give a hand for. We have Councilwoman Darlene Harris. This is her district. We also, somewhere here is Corey O'Connor, who's the chairman of the Urban Recreation Committee. There he is. And first of all, let me just say, and many others, and I'll introduce them in a second, but I want to thank Senator Casey and all of our partners for being here today. Today we gather for the extremely popular City Parks facility, Troy Hill Spray Park, during a visit from the City Parks roving art cart, which has inspired creativity in the great outdoors for the past 42 years. That's 42 years of City Art Cart. Thank you. Joining the roving art cart this summer is our brand new Grub Up food truck. And so Grub Up, big hand for Grub Up. How about that? It's thanks to our partnership with Pittsburgh Public Schools. The city of Pittsburgh is literally taking the expanded food service program on the road this summer by sending the food truck to visit parks and pools, playgrounds in June, July, and August. You know, as our mayor said, hunger doesn't take a vacation. When Bill Peduto introduced this program earlier this month, in Pittsburgh, he said, in Pittsburgh, there's always a place at the table. Our hearts, our kitchens are always open. These latest efforts to combat childhood hunger are part of our larger commitment to the city's young people, including our work to improve access to health care and early childhood education. This year, the city of Pittsburgh has expanded its free breakfast, lunch, and snack program to kids and teens to more than 125 locations across the city, and will continue year-round, adding out-of-school time meals at all 10 of our rec centers and sites this fall. The ambitious new Grub Up program aims to serve healthy meals to at least 7,600 young people daily through August 14th. That's a 10% increase over last year's average daily attendance. Grub Up will offer meals at 20 additional locations. That's a 30% increase from 2014, in addition to the new food truck. According to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, who's also here represented by Lisa Scales, more than 45,000 children in Allegheny County are considered to be food insecure. 73,000 children are eligible for free or reduced rate school lunches or breakfast. So I'd like to recognize the grants we received from the National League of Cities, the National Recreation and Parks Association to enhance our school time meal programs and augment the access to food. And thanks for our partners who are present for their attendance and support for Grub Up. And thanks to you all, too, for coming today. June 30th today marks an important day in the city of Pittsburgh as Senator Bob Casey speaks with us in support of our crucial legislation at one of the city's very own summer meal sites. Senator Casey is a co-sponsor of the vital Senate bill known as Summer Meals Act of 2015. This legislation is a bipartisan and bicameral measure focused on the improvement and expansion of summer nutrition programs. The Summer Meals Act of 2015 would strengthen the federal summer nutrition programs by improving the efficiency of summer meals and ensuring greater access to this vital program. This bill would significantly improve the reach of the summer nutrition programs so more children could eat healthy meals in a supportive recreational and other programs. The bill would also simplify the administration of the program for sponsors. I thank Senator Casey for making the time on his schedule to come to Pittsburgh and tell us more about this the impact of this legislation. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the senior senator from Pennsylvania, the Honorable Robert P. Casey, Jr. Thank you, Senator.
Thanks so much. Thanks very much, Jim. Thank you for your leadership, and Reggie and Lisa, who will follow me to the microphone. I also want to thank Councilwoman Darlene Harris for being here with us today and allowing me on her turf. We're grateful to be here on a nice day, a little bit overcast, but a nice day for kids. I was telling the folks behind me that I'm too old for those meals, so they don't have to worry about being one meal shy today. I'll make sure that the kids get those meals. We're here today to talk about something as fundamental as being a country that realizes that we have to make sure that when there is a program in place for children to be fed, whether it's a school lunch program during the school year or a school breakfast program during the school year, that those children who are eligible, in fact, get served. Unfortunately, around the state and around the country, a lot of children who are eligible are not being served. And I know that Pittsburgh and Allegheny County has undertaken great efforts to make sure that every child gets served. So one of the most important things we're going to do today is to raise awareness, to highlight this program and to highlight what's working and to highlight the benefits that children can receive. Jim mentioned that summer is a time of year when kids get a vacation, but we know that hunger doesn't take a vacation. We have to make sure that in these months, when children are very active, when they have a lot of time to enjoy the summer, that they're getting the benefit of healthy meals. I'm gratified that Pittsburgh, like some other communities around the country, but not enough communities yet, but we're gratified that Pittsburgh has begun to take advantage of something that was passed a couple of years ago, part of legislation on summer meals and hunger. The Community Eligibility Program, where all kids receive school meals, both breakfast and lunch, and I was proud to work on that as part of the Hunger-Free Kids Act. This program, the Community Eligibility Program, has reduced the stigma of poverty and has increased participation in school meals. It covers everyone. It doesn't single out children for different treatment. Community eligibility enhances efficiency by dramatically reducing the administrative burdens of the program. It maintains the integrity and congressional intent of the national school lunch and breakfast programs. We want to make sure that every child who needs a school meal and is eligible will in fact be served. The numbers in our country are not good for participation in the summer. The numbers for Pennsylvania, when it comes to children who are eligible participating, are not good. Here's what they are. In Pennsylvania, the average daily participation last summer was some 75,000 children. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Well, compare that 75,000 to children receiving free or reduced lunch in 2014 and 2015 school year, 850,000. What that means is that 9 out of 10 in Pennsylvania, 89% of eligible children in Pennsylvania are not receiving summer meals. That is unacceptable. It's a failure in our state. We have to make sure that every child who is eligible for these summer meal programs is in fact getting summer meals. We're at a program today that's a good example of what's working. We're in a city that's taken advantage of the good programs that are in place by way of federal legislation. But we've got more work to do, especially across the state, but even more work to do here in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County. That's why I'm so grateful that we have such great leadership here at the city and county level to make sure that every child eligible is getting a school meal. And let me read you, just so you have it, some of the contact numbers for those who are may not be aware or may be uncertain about whether or not their children have an opportunity here. To find a summer food site, you can visit the website pasummermeals.com. That's one word, pasummermeals.com, or you can call the National Hunger Hotline at 1-866-3-HUNGRY, H-U-N-G-R-Y, or 1-877-8-HAMBRE, H-A-M-B-R-E. We will make sure those numbers are available. So if you're a parent or you've got responsibility for children and you're uncertain about their eligibility or their opportunity to participate, please call that number or go to that website so that folks can know the truth about their children being eligible and making sure they can take full advantage of that. I'm grateful to be here in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County, but I want to make sure that we're all getting the message that we've got more work to do this summer to make sure that every child who's eligible gets the benefit of summer meals. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Senator. I really appreciate it that you're coming here on during the opportunity you had to visit here. I also want to thank the community for coming out and joining us today, not only the camps, but also the citizens of Troy Hill. I know Janet Cook is here from the Troy Hill Citizens, Inc. Of course, but the neighborhood is also, of course, represented by an incredible leader, an incredible advocate for the community, someone who's led the development and the sustainment of all the good things that are happening in Troy Hill and throughout the North Side. So I want to welcome today your councilwoman, Ms. Darlene Harris.
Thank you, Jim. And I'd like to say also that Corey O'Connor is also with us today. He chairs Parks and Recreation. So thank you, Corey, for all you do. And I just want to thank Senator Casey for all that he has done to bring in federal funds to help us. He just helped out with cameras not too long ago. And every time he sees something for a neighborhood or for children, he does try to bring those federal funds. And this is a great program for our children. Being with the Pittsburgh School District and now City Council, you see how many children are not receiving these meals. And now bringing in more federal funds is going to help us in moving these programs around. So again, I want to thank you, Senator Casey, for all you do for the city of Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Thanks, Darlene. Thank you, Ms. Harris. As always, yes, the federal government plays a crucial role in terms of funding these programs, and we couldn't get it done without Senator Casey. So thank you for reiterating that point. We're also, of course, joined here by the county, and I also want to recognize that unfortunately Mayor Bill Peduto could not be here today, nor could the county executive, Mr. Fitzgerald. But we're joined today by a former director of city parks, a good friend of the parks, and obviously a wonderful friend of nutrition and services, human services program, from the county of Allegheny County Deputy Director of Human Services, again, former director of city parks, Mr. Reggie Young.
Thank you, Jim, and to the senator and other dignitaries that are in the crowd today. On behalf of County Executive Rich Fitzgerald and Allegheny County Department of Human Services Director Mark Cherna, we are pleased to participate in this event today. We need to continue to grow the summer food and after-school food programs, just as the senator has said, and we will certainly stand to continue to do that. In the county, we have 80 program sites. We serve 177,000 meals last year, and we're shooting to serve 180,000 in the year that we're in now. While the city has the roving art cart, we have the hometown hoops, where our parks department goes out with basketball youngsters, and we have the males and females that follow that, and we had a 15% increase last year. So I think those of us who have been in this area of trying to feed and provide nutrition to youngsters recognize that in addition to the food, you have to have those kind of activities that are very supportive of what the youth want to do, just as we see here today. We also have an opportunity where we are giving them books so that there's an educational piece to what it is that we do. So we stand behind the senator. We think that this is very good legislation, and we'll support it in any way that we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Reggie. I really appreciate it. It's great to see a City Parks employee doing so many great things. It's not uncommon. We also are joined today by an incredible partner here from the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. They've done an amazing job in supporting the needs for the hungry and nutrition programs across the city, and they've been so valuable in terms as a partner and serve so many families and so many citizens of this great city. So I want to welcome today our great partner, Ms. Lisa Scales.
Well, it's my great pleasure to be here today to talk about an issue many of us are passionate about, ensuring that every child in the city of Pittsburgh and throughout the Commonwealth has enough nutritious food to eat every day. Through our network of 73 food pantries in the city of Pittsburgh, we provide nutritious food to more than 4,400 children each month. Through our Kids Cook program, we take kids into the kitchen and they learn what a healthy plate looks like and why nutrition is important. This is all well and good, but summertime presents a special challenge for the tens of thousands of families we serve. It is a time when children are out of school and are especially vulnerable to not having enough to eat. And that's why the Summer Food Service Program is so essential. It's an investment in our future, the future of our children and our neighborhoods. Good, nutritious food is a building block for a child's future. Investing in it now means the kids will be ready to learn in the classroom. Investing in it now means the kids today will be able to enter the workforce when they reach adulthood. And that's why the Food Bank's Food Security Partnership Initiative, that we work with partners to add summer food sites wherever there's a need. And that's why we have partnered with Just Harvest, Grow Pittsburgh, and of course the City of Pittsburgh on Grub Up Pittsburgh. Throughout the summer and into the fall, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank will host multiple Kids Cook classes at City Parks centers. Our ability to provide nutritious food to families in need every day would not be possible without the support of our community coming together to say that it's not acceptable that kids go to bed hungry. I want to convey our appreciation for Mayor Peduto's support and his willingness to partner with organizations like ours to make a real change in how the city addresses the severe problem of hunger. Thanks also to City Parks Director Jim Griffin, and thanks also to County Executive Rich Fitzgerald. And I'm not sure that Senator Casey knows this, but he is considered within the national anti-hunger community as one of our heroes. He is one of the most reliable and strongest advocates on behalf of Americans struggling with hunger and organizations addressing the problem. Thank you, Senator, for being here today and for your sponsorship of the Summer Meals Act of 2015.
All right, this is just a great partnership, and the partnership continues here on a local, on a county, on a state, on a federal level. This is an incredible example of how things can be done and done well. And I want to introduce also representing the Pennsylvania Department of Education, the administrator for our Summer Foods program, Ms. Lori Kepner.
Hi. Thanks for coming. The Summer Food Service Program provides federal funding for, I don't know if you can hear, there, you can hear me better. Provides federal funding for sponsors who want to participate in the Summer Food Service Program that provides meals to kids in the summertime. You know, in working with the Summer Food Service Program day in, day out, we you know, find that we could reach more kids if we could reach them at 40%. In other words, in order for a sponsor to participate, they have to qualify, and their sites have to qualify. And typically, whenever a sponsor, whenever a site is wanting to participate, they have to qualify at 50% or greater in area eligibility. We can reach more children if if it was at 40%. We could also provide children with their nutritional needs if we can serve them 3 meals instead of 2. So we're really excited that City Parks has this food truck, and we wish them the best. We are in support of them 100%. And I also want to thank Senator Casey for his support as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lori. Well, to wrap this up, in closing here, these are vital programs, not only to provide children with healthy meals they need, but also to create an arena for continuous learning and help prevent the loss of learning over the summer. Many students solely rely on the free and discounted meals during the school year as the only source of nutrition, and we have an obligation to meet their needs over the summer. We're confident that this year's expanded program will help more of our most vulnerable youngest citizens. We thank our partners for supporting the City of Pittsburgh in this effort, and again, we sincerely thank Senator Casey for making the time to visit us today. If you all have any questions, any of us would be happy to answer them. Thank you. Hold 1 second, Senator Casey.
Just before we do questions, two of the last three, I should say, speakers did a good job where I left off and didn't mention the legislation I'm supporting. I know bills can take a while to pass. This particular bill has bipartisan support. That's good, but it's not going to pass in the next week or the next month, likely. Okay, that's why I didn't talk about it. But I should mention it because it's very important. It does all the right things. It's called the Summer Meals Act of 2015. It's Senate Bill 613. Senator Gillibrand, Senator Murkowski. That means a Democrat and a Republican. That's good news. But here's what it does, and some of the other speakers referred to it, and I should have mentioned it earlier. It would improve the area eligibility test to allow communities to participate if 40%, not 50 as the current law allows, in that particular area are eligible for free or reduced lunch. So that will allow us, by dropping the number from 50% to 40, to obviously cover more kids. Secondly, the bill would provide funding for transportation grants to fund innovative approaches in mobile meal trucks. That's a good idea, and we need it. Third, the bill would allow local government agencies and nonprofit organizations to feed children year-round through the summer food service program. That's a good idea. And number 4, would allow all sites, to serve a third meal rather than 2 meals and a snack. So all 4 elements, and that's just a quick summary of the bill, make a lot of sense. I'm glad those who came to the microphone were helping me do my job, because I should have mentioned it earlier. And then finally, one more person I'd like to point out, because this, in addition to working with County Executive Rich Fitzgerald and Mayor Peduto at the county and city level, and the state work that's done, I want to highlight that Aaron Mulchaney from Governor Wolf's office is here as well. We're grateful for that help. This is an obligation and a duty of every elected official, every level of government, every citizen who has anything to do with this or any opportunity to help. We all have an obligation to make sure that every child who is eligible is getting a meal. If the result of this event today is that a single child in the city of Pittsburgh or Allegheny County gets a meal who would not have, this event was a success. We of course want that number to grow beyond 1, but we're grateful that there's such a coordinated team effort here in the city and here in the county. Thanks very much. And I think we can do questions when we're dispersed. Thanks very much.